in today's video, by the time you finish watching this video, I promise to you that you're going to have an opportunity to utilize a tool that a lot of people don't know about when it comes to being able to get your creditors to forgive your debt. Yes, I'm talking about debt forgiveness, not this crazy discharge type stuff that you might hear on YouTube. No, I'm talking about a legal and ethical way to get your creditors to forgive your debt. Right here in my hands, I have a past client that we did exactly what I'm about to share with you in this video. Understandably, everybody's situation is a little bit different. Nobody is the same. We're all unique. But the way that we do this kind of remains the same. There's it's just that the details will change depending on your situation. I have right here in my hands over $96,000 in debt forgiveness. $96,000 in debt forgiveness. So before I move forward, though, I want to talk about something real quick. I want to ask you a quick question. And please like this video. Please like this video right now so we can help more people who might find themselves in the situation of having overwhelming debt. And let me ask you a quick question. Can a miracle happen if you believed that what happened was actually going to happen? Would that be considered a miracle? I think that we have this confusion in our mind that kind of stops us from being able to move forward in our life, because we want miracles to happen, but we also want to know exactly how things are going to happen. A lot of times people will pray. They will say, I'm going to pray, I'm going to wish for something to happen. And then they don't do anything. And then when solutions come to them, they don't even understand that their prayers and their wishes have been answered. It's just that because they're got this thought process in their mind of it has to be some big miracle, that they don't even know how that miracle is going to look, how it's going to materialize. They know the end result that they want, but they don't know the in-between work to get to that miracle, because there is no miracles without works. Either you do it or someone else does it and a miracle happens. There is no wishing and praying to God or wishing to the universe with this thought process and then the miracle just pops up like you just went to the window at McDonald's or something. That's not going to happen. And I will guarantee that that's not going to happen. There is no miracle that will happen unless there is some work that is in between. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, is that the in-between work is what most people don't want to do, is what most people don't want to face, and what most people don't even know what it looks like. And so when you have works that are being done for them, they don't understand, and a lot of people quit. A lot of people quit, which is especially with what we're going through in our country right now. A lot of people will be quitting. They will be quitting. And a lot of people are going to be doing some wishing. A lot of people are going to be doing some praying. And I want to ask you right now, if you're wishing and praying to make your credit better, to get out of debt, to find some sort of way to have relief for the overwhelming amount of debt that you're facing because you're having a hard time being able to pay your bills and keep your lifestyle maintained, and you're fearful of losing things, you're fearful of, can't feed your family, can't keep a roof over their head, and you're sitting here watching my video and you're like still wishing. and you're still wishing. You're here for a reason. You're watching this video for a reason. You asked for this video long before I made this video. You asked for it. And you're here right now. And what you should do so you can make that miracle a reality is listen to what I have to say. And the first time you won't even understand it because you don't know what it is to understand. You know what the topic is, but you don't know what it is to understand. It's like going to school for the first time and the teacher is sitting there saying, here is how you do multiplications, and you're looking at it and she tells you how to do it, but you don't understand it. For your miracle to happen, if it's for credit, if it's for debt, if it's for debt forgiveness, you have to first understand what it's going to take, because that's the middle ground to get you to where you want to be, to make that miracle happen. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to talk about how you can potentially get your debt erased. Not some scam way. 100% legal and ethical, and the company that gives you the debt forgiveness participates in the process, because that's the only way you can have debt forgiveness. There is no forcing a company to give you debt forgiveness. There is no document that you can produce that will say you got the money from the federal government or whatever and you already been paid. That stuff does not exist. Stop thinking that way. Those videos that those people are making are very dangerous. And I will relay it this way. I was speaking to someone that said that their friend told them that it was not worth it for them to work on their credit. And I said, let me just make you aware of some things. Number one, it is worth it for you to work on your credit. And number two, no one can guarantee you how long it's going to take for your credit to get fixed, because your credit situation is unique to you. You are a unique individual. You have unique problems and you need unique attention to be able to work on those. And I also told this individual that people with bad credit pay more for the same things that people with good credit pay less for. And because you're paying more for the same things, that solely because you have bad credit, you're paying more for the same things that people with good credit pay less for, you can't save any money because you have bad credit. And because you can't save any money, you can't put money up to build wealth. Like it's a domino. And then I asked this individual, I said, when you go to buy a house and you don't get approved because you have bad credit, is that individual going to be there in the room to help you? Because you pay more for the same things that other people with good credit pay less for, is that individual going to be in the room to make up that difference for you? Because you can't save money to build wealth for your retirement, for your family, because you have bad credit and you've been paying more for the same things that people with good credit pay less for all of those years, is that individual going to come in and help you with your retirement? Absolutely not. None of those people are going to be around, right? If you have good credit, they're not going to be around. They're going to probably be very jealous of you because you took action. And definitely when you have shortcomings where your credit isn't working, they're not going to be nowhere around. They're not going to be anywhere around to make the difference between what you have to pay for monthly payments that are going to be higher. And they're definitely not going to be around to support you during your retirement because you wasn't able to save money for the same things that other people with good credit paid less for, just by simply making the decision to have good credit would put you in the position to save for retirement, to be able to have a savings. Those people will not be there for you. This decision is for you to make for what's best for you and your family. So what we're going to talk about is not a pipe dream. I have it right here in my hand. $96,000 in debt forgiveness with a credit card company. And there was no secret letter that said you got the money already and we don't need to pay you and so you need to discharge the debt. No, it's not like that. It's about filing hardship request to the company. If you look at every company's website, it doesn't matter if it's a credit card company, a finance company, payday loan company, even debt collectors have a division where they will listen to your hardship. It is required. At least for right now, it is required. The works that's in between, that's the miracle to get to them. The works that's in between is to get it into the right hands, and number one, to get them to even give you the information that that department even exists. And I've shown in videos where those departments exist, and you got to find it through their websites. You got to either find it on the website or you got to comb through and make calls to a lot of people. It will take work. It is not imaginary miracles. Your praying will be to make them phone calls and get to the right department and stay persistent to get to the right people. But even when you get to the right people, you have to know what to say or they're going to disregard your hardship. A hardship is not about crying. A hardship is not about, woe is me, I don't know what I'm going to do. No, a hardship is a detailed letter explaining your specific hardship. There's 3 types of hardships that exist that every company, every corporation is required to listen to. They have their own determinations on what they're going to do. Your job is to get to the right department, get it into the right hands, and get that individual who is reading it to take it to upper management to make a decision. And their decision is their decision. Their decision is their decision on what they make. But I can tell you that if you fall into one of these categories, you're going to be in a better place regardless of what the decision is. You're going to be in a better position than where you would be if you did nothing. If you listen to them, you will be in a better position listening to me with what I'm going to tell you. Doing nothing will not get you anything. The 3 types of hardships. Number 1, medical hardship. Number 2, financial hardship. And number 3, family hardship. So whatever is going on medically, either with you or family, would be the family hardship. Financial hardship. So now what you would have to do is you have to, number 1, get to the right department. Once you get to the right department, you have to create a letter. This has to be in writing. If you do it with talking to them on the phone, it's disregarded. Also, let me just throw this in. We do this so I know 1,000% what I'm talking about. We do this. I don't make videos just saying, oh, try this, try that. No, this is stuff that we do. And why did I even come up with this stuff? Because number one, I had hardships in the 1990s. You know my story from 1994, 1999. Me and my wife were $300,000 in debt. I didn't even know about this stuff here. All I did was we made the calls. We made the decision we're not going to be living this way. And then we started doing things in between. The miracle that we wanted was be out of that $300,000 in debt, so we could stay married and have a good retirement, save money, set a good example for our children. That's the miracle in the end. But it was work in the middle, and that work was a lot of frustrating work. But we got it done. And I didn't even know. That's 1994 to 1999. I didn't even know that my frustration of doing that work and talking to people, and at that time, some of the debt collectors would be like, they cuss your ass out. Fair Debt Collection Practices Act wasn't even being followed or enforced at that time. That's why it's so bad now. It wasn't even being enforced in the 90s. But that frustration I went through helped me get to the point. I didn't even know YouTube existed. None of my videos, none of that stuff existed. But that frustration allowed me to have the confidence, the power, the non-willingness to quit, the teaching mentality, the uncle, the father, for some of you, I might be old enough to be your grandfather, to tell you it's gonna be better, but you gotta do the work in between. And when you do the work in between, the miracles will happen, and your friends and family who thought you couldn't do it gonna wonder how you did it, and you may not even be able to explain it to them, and even if you did, they don't want to hear it. But the miracle in the hand is $96,000. If this was me and I had my $300,000 and they chopped off $96,000, how do you think I would be feeling that day? It didn't even happen like this. It took us 5 years. This client came to us about 7 months ago. Like this video, share this video, post your questions and comments. So let's talk about specifically a financial and medical hardship. That's going to be the most likely category that most of you who are watching this video is going to fall into. I'm going to give you the outline, and then I'm going to give you an alternative to where if you want to just get this complete outline of a program that I put together with me talking on there, telling you how you can do this, I'll make that available to you. Why I don't put it on here is because I don't want it abused. So straight up, I'm telling you, I don't want stuff that really benefits people to get abused by just throwing it up on here for free on YouTube. I want, when you have skin in the game, you will respect it a lot more. When you go and buy a wedding ring for your wife, or you get a ring for your husband, or you get a present for that's a dedication. That's skin in the game. A lot of people think that giving a gift to someone is just giving a gift to them and it's all 100% for them. Giving a gift to somebody is also showing that you have skin in the game, that you have belief. And I'll ask you this: have you ever bought a present for someone that you didn't believe in? Even if it's someone you didn't know, when you make a donation, you believe in what they're doing. So I'll give you the opportunity, if you feel that that's for you, to get what I'm going to discuss right here. So, financial and medical hardship request for debt forgiveness. This is a way to potentially get 100% of your debt forgiven. First, you need to have an introduction and let them know why you are writing this letter to them. You need to let them know the account and your information so they know who you are and how you're connected with their company. The next thing that you got to do is you got to explain to them about the debt, the account, amount owed, and any relevant details about the account so they can know that this letter is about you and about this account. This is in their mind. They need to make this connection. Because if they don't, they're not even going to move forward on even looking up the information to see what's going on with that account. They're going to send you something back saying we need more information. The next thing is you need to briefly explain what has caused your medical and financial hardship. It is not about crying to them. It's about a detailed explanation of what you are going through financially and with your medical condition. The next thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to request. You're going to have to tell them what you are looking for them to do, which in this circumstance is to ask them for 100% debt forgiveness. You need to also let them know that you understand that there are tax implications that you could potentially be subject to if they decided to forgive the debt. Don't worry, because there's a waiver form that will help you not have to pay anything on there if you have a true hardship. Once you craft and put that entire letter together, you need to give them a way to respond back to you to let you know what their decision is going to be. Now, once it gets in their hands, and you got to do the work to make sure that it gets to the right address, right department, right individuals. That's going to be your work in between to make your miracle happen. And then they will respond back with their different options. In some circumstances, they may say, well, we will give you partial debt forgiveness. Some circumstances, they might say, we will, in partial debt forgiveness is like a settlement offer. Or they may do full debt forgiveness, or they may come back with some other alternative. When you get those responses, then it's up to you to respond back. And if you have a true hardship, basically what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to give them more evidence of your hardship. And you have to be 100% open and willing to do that, or they're not going to believe you, and I don't believe anyone should believe you if you're not willing to give them that evidence. Remember, you're getting them to do something for you. So that means that you have to be 100% open and transparent about your situation and get the information to them to prove your situation. The individual who gets your information, this is their job. They have to review that information and get that to their upper management. And if they're not going to take anything to their upper management that they don't believe should be worthy of taking the time out of their manager's time to look at something that cannot be 100% verified. And you wouldn't do that either if you were at your job and if you're the boss at your job and someone brought something in, some sort of allegation or something, and they did not have any concrete facts or something to support that, you wouldn't want to sit there wasting your time listening to that also. So you need to think about it from that direction. Now, you need to send this certified so you have proof that this was in their hands. Send it certified mail. All right, so if you, and before I close out, you have to say this a certain way. It can't be where you're just crying to them. You have to just point out the facts. Because if it's not said a certain way, they're just going to disregard it. They're just going to disregard it and continue coming after you. And you might be wondering, well, why do they come after people who they know are struggling financially? They come after people who they know are struggling financially because the people who are struggling financially don't know how to express it in a way to get them to believe that you're struggling financially. That's the whole thing. That's what it really comes down to is I'm talking to you and you're not understanding me. That's how they're understanding what you're doing. And now if you're not doing anything, then they're just going to believe that you're lying and don't want to pay any money. If you're paralyzed and just wishing for a miracle or hoping for a miracle or praying for a miracle to happen and you don't do any work in between. So now, if you don't believe you have it within you to make your hardship letters, we have a service that we provide where we will, we got to look at what you have in front of you and then we'll give you a price to do it, to send it all out for you. Do the research, we get the appropriate addresses, call the companies, get the information so we can get it into the right hands. The decisions that they make are the decisions that they make. We don't control that. I also have a course where you can watch me show you exactly how to do it, how to say it, everything. Links are below this video. For the course, link is below this video. If you want us to help you, you need to go to my website, fill out a support ticket on the creditrepairshop.com, and then we'll call you back and go over how we can potentially help you with a hardship. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch the video, What Makes Us Different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website, your3scores.com to grab your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, credit reports, and all 3 scores. If you have debt collectors coming after you early in the game, grab my 3-pack of letters, statute of limitations, debt validation, and cease and desist collection activities letter. I do ask for a donation on those, and I appreciate everyone who does give a donation on those for those letters. It could literally save you time, money, and frustration. Thank you for your time. Post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of thecreditrepairshop.com.